Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of Trust the Tape. My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
And of course, I'm hanging out with former Cowboy scout, the greatest drafter to ever do it. See the 1998 Philadelphia Eagles draft. That man did that. Wait, head bobbed the wrong way. That man did that. Okay. He's also the owner and operator of Crown Global Media. Make sure you're following it on YouTube. Shout out to our boy, Bryan Broaddus.
Hey, Bri.
How you doing, Bri?
Doing great, Jeffrey. Doing great. Thank you. Yes.
Okay,
great.
You're going with well and great at the same time.
I don't know what I was doing, Jeffrey. I don't know what I was doing. I was doing some days my words get a little confusing, but yeah, I am absolutely doing great. Thank you, sir, for asking.
Well, I noticed the hat. We're going to talk Cowboys. We're going to talk Cowboys and Lions. Can the Cowboys make the playoffs? What's going on with the people coming back? But it looks like somebody might be celebrating a little Lane Kiffin situation.
Damn right I am. Damn right. If you're one of those programs that has really good college players on it, we're coming after your players. Just get ready.
I love that. All right. Well,
we're not. Hey, listen, I used to be the guy that I've always believed in. I come from a family where we used to pay players in the 70s from that SMU, Texas A&M. I'm from that era. So I understand paying players. Always happy to pay players. But the fact now that you could go out and raid other teams' rosters of their good players just by overpaying them,
yeah,
by all means, let's go do it. I mean, if it's all about getting in the college playoff and doing all that stuff, if the rules say we could go take your best players, whoever you are, we're going to take your best players. So I'm excited about that.
That's good. You guys got money like that? You guys got the deep pockets? You guys coming for everybody? Is that what's happening here? All right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll get rid of a coach for $50 million. We'll go get another one for $90 million. We got some money. We'll come after you guys.
We love it. All right, Brian. Our Dallas Cowboys are they're making this thing fun. We're fighting off draft talk left and right. Okay, we're fighting off draft talk. I am going to watch. I'm going to watch receivers today because they make me happy. And I don't know the receivers in this draft yet, so I'm really excited about it. But we're not allowed to talk about it because we're currently fighting. We're fighting draft talk at the moment. Okay, it's Cowboys time. I think you're gonna like the Arizona State kid. I think you're going to like Lemon from USC. I think you're going to find some good thoughts about Tate as a guy. Have you seen an A&M guy? I thought I said an A&M guy go in the game, and so I think I like
A&M guy. You're absolutely going to like the A&M guy. He's a transfer from North Carolina State. Yeah, there's some quality receivers in this draft.
Michael said, "Thank you for bringing joy to my life, fellas. You're welcome. I don't think that it's us doing it, but if we are, you are absolutely welcome for that." Okay, so we're getting ready to whoop up on the Lions on Thursday, and then we're just right on track. I kind of wanted the Eagles to beat the Bears, which is a weird thing to say because if the Eagles have 1 million haters, I am one of them. If the Eagles have one hater, I am him.
Mm-hmm.
If the Eagles have no haters, I am dead. But I did think that the Bears schedule and the fact that it's, Caleb Johnson, with all due respect, I thought that was your best chance to get in the playoffs. And now my best chance is probably just to win this freaking division.
I think that's it. I think that's it. I thought go win the division. Simplest thing. Go win the division and maybe even be the 3rd seed in this thing. Play the 6th seed in this thing. Take your chances with a home game. By all means, for you to get in this thing and win the division, you're probably going to have to win a bunch of games in a row. And that would be a heater that you would be on. And that means your defense is probably playing really well. And your quarterbacks continue to play well, your receivers, your running game, your line's doing a good job. So by all means, go win this division, get yourself a home game, and then take your chances from there.
It's cray-cray that they're in this situation, considering where they were, 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago? It's absolutely insane.
They couldn't beat anybody before November 2nd. Now they could beat anybody in the league.
Yeah, they've become the team nobody wants to play it. I love it. Dan Exotic is in the super chat. Dak throwing for 400 Thursday night. Hearing Dan Campbell's presser, it sounds like he wants to sell out to stop the run against us. That would be amazing. If you're a Detroit Lions front office or coaching staff member watching this show this morning, I do want to tell you, we sure would hate if you took away the run game. Our greatest fear is that you put a lot of guys in that box and you take away our run game. So if you're listening, please don't do that. That would be so bad. I would hate it if CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens had to go one-on-one, especially considering, Brian.
Yeah.
Terrion Arnold, injured reserve. That is a Lions starting cornerback, and that is a very good football player. So
very good football player.
Are missing a lot of things, including now their top corner, and the Cowboys are going to hang half 100 on them, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Hey, Jeff, can I give you a real quick fun note about this whole thing when you talk about receivers and the
I wish you would.
This is I learned this morning. I was watching the tape, but then I got the next gen stats from the NFL from the teams. Yeah, from the teams.
Yep.
And this is a note that I read this morning, that when CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens have lined up on opposite sides of each other, this team averages 7.8 yards a play. When they play on the same side, it's only 5.3. They've scored 11 touchdowns opposite each other, and only 1 touchdown went on the same side.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. I don't want you to, if I put them together, then put 11 DBs over here. If I separate them, you got decision time. And once you've declared what you're doing with decision time, that helps me a lot decide where I'm going with this football. You can pick your poison. That is the beauty of having both of them. The beauty is what you going to do about it. You do not have an option. If I have 2 dominant receivers on either side and a running game that I believe in, you can pick what you want me to do, and I'll do it. And as long as we can do our job in a reasonable way, we're going to win football games doing it. So I love that stat. I think that is a wonderful stat. And now you're going to make me go find it to use it on the show if I go.
Oh, you feel free. No, it's Next Gen does a breakdown for all the teams. So if you're a member of a team which is different than their stat package that they normally have, so feel free, steal it. It's yours.
I'll find it. I'm gonna go get it. it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome. You get to line up as a Cowboys offense right now, and I think they're feeling so good. I think everything is vibing. I think everybody's in a good place, and I think that for the Detroit Lions, it's kind of the opposite. Now, I have respect for the Detroit Lions, and I'll give you one reason why. One reason why is because the elements aren't going to help you in this game, and that is that's the
kryptonite of Goff.
The Lions, even if they do make the playoffs, if they were to find their way into the playoffs, they would be in trouble because they would be a road team, and he's been better. I was reading this stuff this morning. Goff has been better as a Lion when they've gone on the road and in the cold, but a little bit. Like, it is a giant difference when you put him indoors or you put him in warm weather versus when you put him in the cold. So I wish we could catch him in the cold, because my guy, who he was my guy in the draft, I stood up for that man at the combine, took shots for him.
You did.
He is a small-handed man, and he can't really.
Hey, let me tell you this: when you see Goff with 2 gloves on, go to your Underdog app, and put lower. Go lower. Whatever that number is, go lower. If you see a game where Goff has 2 white gloves on, go lower, whatever that is, whatever that number is. That's my tip of the day for you here. That's my Underdog tip of the day.
Well, we might as well knock it out right now then. Hold on. Let me get all the assets pulled up here, Brian. Let me get the assets pulled up. Use the code TAPE, TAPE, when you're on there. Just get the app, the Underdog app. It's a great app. You can do it on your browser, but just do the app. I did a little hating when the Cowboys played the Eagles and just went less than on a lot of stuff. I almost owned Underdog last week, because I went more than on a bunch of different Cowboy things, but then I went more than on Pat Mahomes passing yards, and he came up just short when Kelsey and what's-his-butt dropped back-to-back passes. But I'll take that because it means that the Cowboys won. But, yeah, if you want to get into the game, head over to Underdog. Get in on all of the action. It's absolutely awesome. It's super fun. Playing it is very easy. You just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. You get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Isn't that nice? Download the app today. Sign up with the promo code TAPE, TAPE, and you will get $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That is promo code TAPE, TAPE. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Way to walk me into that, Brian. That was great. You just set me up for our read. That's wonderful.
There you go.
Now we can just cook the rest of the way.
There you go.
I love anything that makes stuff that normally I wouldn't be too worried about interesting to me. I'm trying to get action everywhere. I'm trying to get action everywhere. Let me make sure we haven't missed any super chats. I think we got them all caught up except for Flacco Boy. Morning, when do we get the Shiesty shirts? I'm not in charge of shipping. I don't know. But yes, on alldls.com, we do have a Shiesty shirt now, and a lot of people
saw that
them, and they'll be on their way. I just got my shipment from DLS that I bought. I purchased things like the day before the Shiesty came out, and we had great savings, Brian. We had 30% on everything on Black Friday, but up to 90% on certain things. And I was like, I wonder what determines what's the 90%. And I know what it is now because this is what I got. Oh, wait, no, this is an Otter one. I didn't get 90% on the Otter one, but I got one that is a gentleman wearing white and blue and playing basketball wearing 77. And I got it for like $4.
There you
go. Vance said he's going to leave your school in ruins, Bryan Broaddus. Signed, a totally not jealous Gator fan.
I'll tell you what, Florida got a good coach, though.
John
Summerall, he's a good coach. That's a good coach, man. You'll like him. You'll like him a lot.
That's nice. All right, ways that the Cowboys can beat the Detroit Lions. I mentioned that you do have a man out, Terrion Arnold, that is very important for that Lions defense. And that is one thing. If there's something defensively about the Detroit Lions with the Cowboys offense going up against them that you would like to hit on, Brian, feel free, because then I am going to transition to the Lions offensive side of the ball and what gives me hope that this Cowboys defense can do a little something.
Yeah, this is my biggest concern going into this game is, and we could talk about how well Dallas has improved their run defense with the inside presence. I feel like this game is going to come down to the Lions really run the ball well inside. They really run it well. And they're a physical team. They play downhill. They got backs. They've got scheme. Now a lot of their scheme went to Chicago, or a lot of their ideas, but they still come up with creative ways to run the football. This game is going to come down to really, and I hate to be this Captain Obvious guy, but it really will when you watch the tape. Can Dallas inside defense control the Lions inside running game? Because I think when you start to talk about St. Brown being out, Laporta being out, they're targeting Williams more. They're trying to kind of find offense. But the one thing that's consistent in their world is running that ball. And they're really, really good at it. And Dallas is going to have their hands full. But the Lions are going to have their hands full too. They've got some injuries along the offensive line. Can they block Kenny Clark? Can they block Quinnen Williams? Can they handle what we've seen so far with Logan Wilson and also with Overshown? Voch Lombardi and I did a breakdown of the Kansas City game, talking to how they played with run fits. So we showed you on tape run fits with way Overshown, Phil on the backside. Dallas is really, really getting better at this run game stuff, and that's going to be the challenge, because I think that what's happening with the Lions is they're now offensively challenged with some of the players that they've lost. And so this is where this game's going to come down to. But then on the flip side of that, can Dallas, and by the way, Detroit is a very much a right-handed running team. They are right-handed. So your left end, Ezeraku, and we'll see what happens with Clowney. Clowney's going to have to try and get ready. It's a game-time decision for him. You're not going to have Guyton this week at left tackle, so that's going to be Nate Thomas again this week. But you're going to have to figure out who's going to play that left end for you, because that's where the Lions like to run the ball. They're very right-handed when they do that. So be aware of that whole thing. But if Dallas can slow down Detroit's big running game, because I went and watched all the 10-plus runs. Wow. I mean, it is explosive. It happens fast. And it's kind of creatively done with a pull, a trap, another pull, extra lineman. They kind of throw the whole gamut at you with that.
If you are ever looking for gigantic light up letters in your backyard, I can tell you, Lions extra offensive lineman Dan Skipper is in that game.
Dan Skipper,
okay?
Good dude.
I don't think at the time that he was actually signed, but I think he did shortly thereafter. But yeah, we had a party for somebody, and the guy who came,
it was Kelsey Charles's birthday.
That's what I thought. Yeah, so we
Chuck's
got giant
birthday.
letters that said
Chuck's birthday. Yeah.
Because it was a crawfish boil.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, the person who came collect all the giant letters, and we were drunk and just wearing him out, was Dan Skipper, the Lions
old Arkansas Razorback guy. Nice man. Really nice guy.
He was a very sweet man. And I hope
for being ginormous. He's ginormous.
Yeah, that was a big man. That was a random fun nugget that I thought I needed to throw in there.
It's like
DFW and you need gigantic light up letters for something. Dan Skipper's got you covered.
Pounded about 20 beers, and next thing you know, it's like, my gosh, this 6'10" guy's showing up collecting up the letters.
That was awesome. So now, Brian, you're saying that film breakdown, people can find that on Crown Global Media on YouTube?
Yeah, Crown Global Media. Yeah, we did it yesterday. We went back and did the Kansas City, on our Doing All Right podcast. So just on YouTube, we showed you the Kansas City plays, the good ones, kind of broke down, how Dallas was able to navigate some things in their own offense, but how they played run defense, against Kansas City, and how different it looks from what we've seen from, say, the first 9 weeks of the season.
Our comp is in the super chat. He said, will this game require an extra D tackle or an extra pass rusher? And you guys know, I think you guys know me by this point. I offend myself when I start talking about the running game and running backs and running the ball. But Jahmyr Gibbs will whoop you.
He will.
I think the Cowboys plan. The Lions will use extra offensive linemen. I think the Cowboys plan.
They will. The Lions, they've played the last 2 weeks. They've gone with the most jumbo packages they've gone all season have happened this last 2 weeks. So, and yes, they're going to do it.
I think that's a win for the Cowboys. I think you want to play big boy ball. I think that makes the Cowboys happy, because life does get difficult if you run out 3 wide receivers and I want to keep my 3 D tackles on the field. Life gets wonky. Coverage gets wonky. Life is good if you'll let me put 5 guys on the line and play 2 linebackers. I think that's what the Cowboys want. So I think in terms of that, I think that plays into the Cowboys' hand. And in terms of the Lions throwing the ball, I do think Jameson Williams looks like he's turned into, like, he's not just a speed guy anymore. Like, he'll catch the ball over the middle. He'll get out of some tackles. He looks like a really nice player for them. But no Laporta, no Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions, I think when they were dominant, a big part of that was their offensive line was dominant. Yeah. And they still make big plays in the run game. And I'm not saying they're not a good passing team. But I think when you combine that Jared Goff, who's my guy, so keep in mind, I'm saying this with all due respect, that Jared Goff is not, like, Dak is a great pocket navigator.
Right.
And he moves well in there, and he gets where he wants to go. Jared Goff is not a good, I will say he's not a good pocket navigator. I will say he is not gifted with the mobility.
Yeah,
around in there.
Yeah.
And they don't block great on the interior for him. And I think there are multiple advantages that I will be picking the Cowboys to win this game, because I do think that it sets up, they want to run the ball. You want to play big. Yeah. Their interior is where they kind of struggle to keep their quarterback protected.
Right.
And that's where you get your shine on. I think there's enough things in the Cowboys' favor that they're going to win the football game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, this team, as you mentioned, Jeff, really relies on yak when they look at offense. And what they really rely on is getting the ball to their playmakers and letting them run. And now you've also got to be worried about the ball going to one of these running backs, because that's a problem, when you're dealing with that. But what you have to also be mindful of when you play golf is he wants to get the ball out quick. That's his whole game. Every sack, I went back and watched every sack that they've had, and the majority of them come when teams make him hold the ball. And your assessment of him is absolutely right. When he's having to navigate and having to move, and it's quick pressure, that really, really affects him a lot. And so that's where you have to be very mindful of this, where golf is. He's going to play in shotgun. He's going to play under center, of course, but you got to get to him quick. When the ball gets out, if he's holding the ball just that extra bit there's a chance he's going to get sacked, or you're going to force him to make a mistake. Now, Dallas, it's interesting because Dallas is kind of one of these teams, and this is another one of these nuggets for you that I found. Dallas has generated the 10th highest pressure rate this season in the NFL, but they've also allowed the 3rd highest passer rating when doing so. So that's kind of one of those, damn, and maybe that has to do with some of the early secondary play. Now, maybe you've got some things we'll see. You'll likely get Diggs back for this one. How will he fit in, into the mix? Will he be committed, connected, all those things? He could definitely help if he's all the above. But, they've got to. There was some time where they were generating some pressures and quarterbacks were still having success throwing the ball.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a matter of getting to this guy quick, because he will fold if he feels pressured that way in the pocket.
I do think, to me, the Cowboys' biggest weakness as a football team is still their ability to cover in the passing game.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that still has to do with how they do it when it's zone defense. Like it's still the number of times where they'll do some sort of quick hitter, whether it's a running back going out to the flats or a tight end shooting out to the flats, and the ball gets there and you're looking around and you're like, oh, okay, so one of my curl linebackers is going to be the first guy to this play. And that may be because of how they're trying to play and defend the run, is that, look, it's hard to cover literally everything. But if you've got guys catching the ball in the flats in this game with room to operate, you better have your head on a swivel, because Jahmyr Gibbs is going to take that thing 70. Like this is not the game to have, oh, look, the Cowboys gave one up in the flats again, but they rallied and they tackled. They rallied and they tackled. Rallying and tackling Jahmyr Gibbs is something totally different than rallying and tackling most people. So, Bruce, figure it out, brother. Figure it out, okay?
No, I do. I worry about the ball going into the flat. It just seems like to me that Dallas dealing with it's been a little bit better on some of the screen stuff. They've had a little bit better recognition inside, with how they've gotten a little bit more pressure where it's kind of affected the quarterback. But you throw the ball to one of these backs in the flat, it's hang on to your ass, because it's going to be, like I say, they're a yak offense. That's what they do. They throw it to guys on the move and they run. And Dallas has got to be up to the task to making that happen.
So you mentioned Trayvon Diggs. How is our health situation in the secondary? How is Deron Bland? How much can we use Trayvon Diggs? Is he really full go, ready to rock? Will he be out there? All the things.
Yeah, all the things. Carson practiced full yesterday. There was questions about his hamstring. He'll practice again today as we tape here on a Tuesday, full, and with the hope of him being ready to play. But they've got to figure out an activation. I don't think they have anybody available to put on injured reserve.
No, we've lost Bryan. Yes, because secondary play, I think, is going to be a big determining factor in how this game goes. And Trayvon Diggs obviously can help this football team. It's just a matter of what version of Trayvon Diggs are we getting, and does the version of Trayvon Diggs that was the best version we've seen still exist, I guess, is my big question. When you're talking about, you had one knee, then you had a different knee. They're fighting about, did you do your rehab properly over and over on 2 different knees? And then when you come back from the second knee, it's actually the back in the day knee that is now your problem again. But if Trayvon Diggs is anything resembling the guy that we were used to Trayvon Diggs being, then that's a guy that you want on the field, because that's a guy that can help you win at football games. And that's the question that I don't think is answerable between just the two of us, Bryan Broaddus. But that's my biggest thing with Trayvon Diggs is, does Trayvon Diggs, who was a really, really good starting NFL corner, like, does that guy still exist, or are we now a 2 bad knees guy,
Yeah, I think that, to me, I think the thing that they're really concerned about the most is the buy-in. The knees are what they are. The knees are, he's struggled with that. If the talking to people in the organization, they're concerned. They're concerned about Diggs is, listen, they've since this turnaround, since the trade, the buy-in by everybody on the defense has been top shelf. And there's likely somebody on defense that's going to be put to the side that was part of the buy-in, part of the turnaround, and now will Diggs buy in? They're thinking, listen, if I could get 80% of Diggs buy-in, this defense has got a shot.
Yeah.
But where's the buy-in? That's the whole thing. They're thinking like the health is the health. But where's the buy-in with this whole thing? And if they get, like I say, if they feel like if they get 80% buy-in from Diggs, that they could have a really, really good defense, but they're going to likely, if there's no buy-in, he's going to take somebody's place, likely, of somebody who did buy in and did help with the turnaround.
What is the Cowboys' best combination of corners when you have three on the field in your mind? Do you think it is Bland, Diggs, Carson, Revel, Diggs, Bland?
Revel
is ready in the mix.
Yeah, Reddy is a really good little player, and you know what? You could use him in dime stuff. You can use him as a nick. He covers a tight end for being a small guy, but he's competitive. He'll tackle. He's a guy that Parcells talked about when you took him to the game. He's going to give you 10, 12 quality plays. So that's, I think, the best group. And this is just, if you said right now, the best group is with Carson. But not knowing what Diggs is. If you wanted to say it should be Diggs, Bland, and Ravel. It should be those three.
Yeah.
But right now, what I know, it's Bland, it's Carson, and it's Ravel. Those are the three that I think are the best. Right now.
Yeah.
As we speak. But they're going to test you, and they're going to put Diggs out there. They're going to put Bland out there, and they're going to put Ravel out there. That's how they're going to play.
Which three did you just say? Diggs,
Bland, Diggs, Ravel. Bland, Diggs,
like
Ravel.
I like that because I think you'll find out.
We don't know. This thing could be It's all about the health of Diggs is good. Yeah. He's ready. Where is he mentally? That's the biggest question we have to answer.
Taj is in the super chat. Dallas edges and linebackers better be ready to set that edge. I think Lions will struggle to run the ball in the middle.
They do it better than anybody in the league. They it's like Dallas. Dallas is the same way. Dallas doesn't give a damn that you're the Vegas Raiders giving up 3.7 yards a carry in the middle of your defense. We're running the ball at the middle of your defense. Yeah. The Lions are the same way. The Lions are not going to be scared, and they should be. They should be. And they're going to learn a very valuable lesson that, hey, but their line gets just enough of those down linemen, and their backs have that kind of. When you look at speed and miles per hour and all that, Detroit is by far faster than anybody in the league when it comes to that explosive types of plays.
That's because Jahmyr Gibbs exists. That's sucker.
He's a bad man. He really is. Yeah. And if Dallas holds him in check, that would be a big, big step into them winning this football game.
Yeah, and I think that's the fun matchup of the game. Is that's your strength on strength.
Oh, they'll run. Yeah. No. Detroit is going to run the ball. They're going to work to run the ball, and you have got to be ready to stop them from running the ball. They're down. I mentioned they're down a receiver. They're down their tight end. They don't want to get in a situation where all of a sudden they become very one-dimensional. Yeah. How did they win the game last year? They ran the ball down your damn throat. Yeah. That's what they're going to try and do again this year.
Yeah, Quinnen Williams, baby. Things are different now. Look at that. Things are different now.
You hope.
Brian, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Everybody make sure you're on Crown Global Media. Hit the like button on your way out of here. We sure would appreciate it. And that would be lovely. Go Tigers. Congrats on Lane. I hope he destroyed your organization from the inside out.
We did.
Actually, I don't have a preference on if you guys do well or poorly. I just enjoy college
football. Just know, Jeffrey, any team you pull for, we're coming for your players. Just get ready.
All right.
If your best players will become our best players. Just know that, world, when you're dealing with Go Tigers.
LSU wide receiver Jeremiah Smith next year, as they are going to poach him from Ohio State. All right.
Damn right.
Thanks for stopping by. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy